Okay, welcome to Fitzdog Radio. I'm your host, Greg Fitzsimmons. I'm sitting in the in a bedroom in the house. I just keep moving this podcast around. I'm a homeless podcaster right now. Not really. I've got a studio that, why am I screaming? That I've been recording my guests in, that my buddy Paul Roman has this beautiful green screen studio with a podcast room, but it's about 20 minutes away, and so the intros I just do at home. And depending on who's home and where they are, I'm in different rooms. And right now I'm in my son's bedroom because he is in Mexico for 5 months, traveling around, sending us great videos of his adventures, living the life that every kid who's 23 should be living. Just fuck career, fuck living at home, just go. He's paying like $12 a night for these hostels. Him and his buddy met a couple of Mexican twins that are 29. They met him in Guatemala and they followed them to Mexico. And it turns out one of their uncles both of their uncles is the mayor of a pretty good sized town in Mexico. So they spent a couple weeks there, like going to a mansion and DJ'd parties till 7 a.m. and drinking the best tequila in Mexico and God knows what else. I'm very proud of him, very jealous. God, to go back to those days. Why not? Why don't I just do that? Huh? I got to shake it up a little bit in 2024. 24, baby. That's how I'm going to act. That's going to be my age. So welcome to the podcast. I'm very excited to come back from Chicago. What a weekend. I had no idea if I would get in because I don't know if you know, but there's like an Arctic thing going on there. And it was a snowstorm and sleet and freezing rain and below zero temperatures. So for like Wednesday through Friday, I was like, well, this isn't happening. They're going to have to refund the tickets. And then Saturday morning, went to the airport. No delays, no problems getting to the hotel. The hotel was, I don't know what it is with Chicago hotels. This one was 8 feet from an L stop, a subway stop. Trains were going by nonstop. It was like the Blues Brothers. And the room had no desk. It had a loft bed. It had no closet. It just had like a hook on and keep in mind, this was a $350 hotel with taxes because $350. They called it a resort fee of $30. And I go, well, what am I paying this for? And she goes, well, you get a discount at restaurants in the neighborhood. I go, yeah. And she goes, and you can go to the gym. Well, I can always go to the gym at a hotel. Why are you charging me for your own gym? So you got to pay that and then taxes on hotel. Anyway, so I'm staying in this kind of shitty hotel. Should I say the name? Yeah, it's the Roby Hotel in Wicker Park. So I step out into the cold. I was going to walk to the gig, which was a 15-minute walk. Took 3 steps outside, went inside, called an Uber. Got to the show, and it's the Den Theater, which I have incredibly fond memories of playing in the past. Last year I did it, and it was my son's senior year in college. He came out with his roommates and some friends, and I roasted him for an hour. It was such a fun show. So this year I went, and his old roommate, Rory, is still in town. Not Roby Hotel. Rory the kid is still in Chicago, and he came out with his mom and his lovely girlfriend, and it was so nice to meet them. And I feel like that room is definitely the place that I will tape my next special. It's just magic. The stage sticks out. It's a circular stage that sticks out into the crowd. And I don't know why, they just are so fucking good. Sam Morril taped a special there. Paul Verzi's doing one, I think, in a couple weeks. And Kyle Spencer came out, who does all my logos, with his lovely wife, who is in the weeds with a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old right now. And he is going back to school with 2 young kids. I fucking respect the hustle. And I brought a bunch of koozies from Sunday Papers. Those sold out instantly. Should have bought like 30 more. And what else? It just fun. Great swag. Look at the sweatshirt. They give you the best fucking swag. They give me a nice pen. And I got the Den Theater t-shirt on as well. You see that? Yeah, baby. So thanks to those guys, Ryan and the crew. What else is going on? Football. I watched some football this weekend. It's the playoffs. It was the wild cards. Some really bad officiating going on. There was a non-call of a hold on the Rams in the fourth quarter, which would have been a touchdown for us. We lost by 1 point. If they had to lose to a team, though, I'm glad it's the Detroit Lions because they have never won a Super Bowl. And they haven't even won a playoff game in 60 years. This was their first 30 years or 60 years, something fucking crazy. And, you know, they've got some fun players. They've got Goff, who used to be the quarterback for the Rams. And the Rams, of course, were playing with Stafford, who used to be the Lions quarterback. And there's a couple other players that switched from team to team. But it was a great game. Congrats to the Lions for a hard-fought win. I don't like that on Thursday. Then Thursday night they played a game below zero. They canceled Buffalo's game because it was 3 feet of snow and a blizzard and winds and below zero temperatures. And then Kansas City went ahead and had their game, hosting, of course, the Miami Dolphins, who are used to they're laying out in the sun the day before, and now it's below zero. They got their asses kicked, which we couldn't watch because it was NFL made a deal with Peacock to exclusively show a fucking playoff game on a channel that nobody has. They've been trying to shove Peacock down our throats. They've been trying to shove cock down our throats. Peacock down our throats for I don't know how many years. We're not buying it. We don't care. It's NBC. We can get your reruns anywhere. We don't care. And now we missed a great game because the NFL is so fucking greedy that they make a deal with an off network. You got to be shitting me. I mean, even Thursday Night Football is only on, what do they put it on? Amazon, I believe. It's a joke. Anyway, so I sold the koozies after the show, which is very funny because people are like koozies. It's 3 below zero. You're selling why don't I sell some tank tops, sunscreen, barbecue grills, some ice cream? But people didn't care. They still bought. I could sell snow to the Eskimos, as they say. And then what else? Oh, there was a couple gay guys at the show who looked exactly like each other. It was uncanny. Same mustache, same style clothing, same haircut. Even had the same fucking glasses on. And I realized I've seen a lot of that. I've seen gay guys, they start to look alike. I guess there's a bunch of factors. I mean, obviously, the first one is we all try to emulate what we think is good looking. Like, whether it's working out or a certain kind of hairstyle, whatever, dressing a certain way. And then you see a guy who's like that, and you're like, oh, that's my ideal of a guy. That's the guy I'm trying to be. And theoretically, he's thinking the same thing. So now you're sharing clothes. You're going to the same hair cutter. You're working out together. So you're kind of like the same level of fitness. You're eating the same foods, right? And also we all start to act like our friends. You pick up little mannerisms. You pick up phrases. And you just become, meanwhile, lesbians, they go the other way. They go, all right, you be the masculine one, I'll be the feminine one. And let's separate. Although I don't think that's fully true. I think there are lesbian women that are similar, but I think there's more of a split with the lesbians. By the way, this is all based on what I've seen in my life. That's it. That's all a podcast is. It's not facts. Don't write in. I don't want to hear corrections are for Sunday papers. They're not. Fitzdog Radio is just me in my son's bedroom making shit up. That's all. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to upset the status quo. I'm just trying to get a podcast done. I'm trying to please people, but what am I going to do? Me and my wife, meanwhile, look exactly like, we look like siblings. Like same nose, same chin, same eyes. And people often say that we look like siblings. And as a matter of fact, my wife's mother, if I'm out with my wife and my wife's mother, 95% of the time people assume that it's my mother because she looks way more like me than like Erin. And our mothers, I probably said this on the podcast, but my mother and my wife's mother went to high school together in the Bronx. And yeah, it's a very thin little DNA package that the Irish are toting around. We also got dates coming up. The Atlanta Punchline this weekend, the January 18th through the 20th. Love this club. Portland, Oregon, Helium Comedy Club, February 22nd to the 24th. Huntington Beach, The Rec Room, March 1st. La Jolla Comedy Storm, March 8th through the 10th. Hollywood, St. Patrick's Day at the Improv on March 16th. We're going to do a special show. Tampa, Side Splitters, April 4th through the 6th. Go to Fitzdog.com, get yourself some tickets, get yourself some t-shirts. The Grapefruit Simmons t-shirts are still available. Also, I want to talk about buying tickets for live events has never been easier, ladies and gentlemen, because now there's a little thing called Game Time. You've heard us talk about it, but I can't say enough about it. It is a couple of taps on your phone. They show you what's playing in your area. I'm talking theater, sports, comedy, music. It's all there, and you're going to get the best deal. Don't stress. You know all this stress, it almost ruins going to the concert, how much you worry about getting reamed on the tickets. Not with Game Time. They got these best price guarantees. They've got last-minute deals. You kind of watch it. You watch the price dip. You swoop in. You grab it. And the app is so easy. You can see the seats from the app. You get a view of the seats. Couple of taps. It's in there. No downloading, no transferring, no printing. It's just there. Right now, it's showing me that I can go see Fall Out Boy. Why would I want to see Fall Out Boy? I can see anybody good coming? The American Rodeo is coming. That might be kind of fun. Trevor Noah is playing on Friday, the March 15th. Itzhak Perlman at the Opera House tonight, $55. That's a pretty sweet deal. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, Elvis Costello, January 19th. Holy shit, that's 4 days. The Majestic Theater, $122. I am all over that shit. So have fun with it. The Game Time app gets you out of the house, out doing fun stuff. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Fitzdog for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code FITZDOG, $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Okay. Got a nice piece of mail. Somebody who came to my show in Chicago wrote in. My brother and I are big fans of yours. We celebrated his 51st birthday by going to your show in Chicago. Crazy weather didn't keep us back. It was a perfect performance by you. The crowd was a little quiet during the opening act, which made me think the laughs might be few and far between, but you immediately brought everyone to life with laughter. On and on. It was very nice. He bought a pin and a koozie after the show, and I thank you for coming out. Mike Lius. Leos. Must be Greek. Then John Gardner sent an overheard. He was in the West Village of Manhattan. Gay. Sidewalk around 7 p.m. Woman in her 20s says, I can't believe I hung out with that twink. So I read that and I go, what's a twink? It sounds gay. It sounds like, which I was right. It's a genre of homosexual. Like you got the bear, which is the big hairy guy. You got the, I don't know the other ones. I know bear. But anyway, so I looked up twink. It's actually got a Wikipedia page, which is it's got to be so hard for Wikipedia to decide what should go on their site. But it says twink is a gay slang for a man who is usually in his late teens to 20s, whose traits may include a slim to average physique, a youthful appearance, little or no body hair, flamboyancy, and general physical attractiveness. Possible origin of the term could be from the snack cake Twinkies, commonly regarded as the quintessential junk food. The food is described as little nutritional value, sweet to the taste, and cream-filled. By comparison, the young men are described as short and blonde and full of cream, with cream being a euphemism for semen. How does this get onto Wikipedia? Do we need the metaphor or the symbolism of cream and semen? We get it. If you don't want to get it, I think. Anyway, now that I've gone down that rabbit hole, wait to see my Instagram feed change. There's going to be a lot of fucking hairless young gay guys on my feed now. My twinks. I was a twink at a certain point. I was a straight twink. But I was a twink, full of cream. All right, let's get to my guest today. He is a good friend. Known him for many years, and he's one of the most underrated comics. I mean, that's sort of what comes through. And it's the subtitle of his album, which is the best comedian you've never heard of. The album is called Present Tense. But this is a guy that opens for Attell on the road year-round, and he headlines his own shows in between. And he's just a smart writer, edgy, funny, really interesting special. I loved it. I actually gave him notes on the special when he was putting it together. So he's been on Jimmy Fallon, This Is Not Happening, Marin. He's been around the block. I had a great talk with him this week. So here is my conversation with Louie Katz. Welcome to Fitzdog Radio. Louie Schaefer is
Louie Katz.
Yes,
you said that earlier, and I thought it was
funny.
I thought it was a joke. I was like, "Why are you saying that?" And then I was like, "But he'll get it right for the actual taping." And yet, no.
Nobody knows how funny that is because Louie Schaefer is one of the great characters of the West Village in the early aughts. Did you know Louie Schaefer?
No, I didn't know what the reference was.
Oh my God. Louie Schaefer was a barker to end all barkers. He used to wear a blazer and a bow tie, and he used to walk around West 3rd Street in McDougal, and he would call people into the Boston Comedy Club.
Oh, wow.
And he would go on stage, and he was like, there's a certain category of comedian that you can call them comics, but people like Andy Kindler and Todd Glass and Brody Stevens and Brian Holtzman, people that are such characters that you go, how is this person not a legend? They are a legend among comedians.
Yeah, sure.
Like when Brody died, I've never seen an outpouring or a continued vigil for this guy that goes on. And Louie Schaefer was like that. He was really insane, and he used to talk about himself in the third person on stage.
Really?
Yeah, he would bark, and then he would host the show.
What about like, isn't Alu Bell the famous New York third person guy?
I would say Al is in that same category.
Who was doing the third person thing first? Who someone?
Well, who did it first?
Am I wrong to compare the two? Because I only know Alu Bell. I don't know Schaefer.
Alu Bell is much more erudite. Alu Bell was an intellectual. He was an existentialist on stage.
Yes, yeah, it was a third person with meaning behind it, and like, who am I and what am I doing here?
And what is time?
Yeah.
And it was just very, very smart, weird stuff. Lewis was more of a Catskills comedian.
Just a throwback kind of guy.
A little bit.
Man, I never. That's before my time. I've never seen him. Don't even know him. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And I've never heard the myth even.
And then there's Louis Schaefer. Not Louis Schaefer. Then there's Louis Ferranda, who booked Caroline's for...
Yes, him I ran into.
For 40 years or something crazy.
Yeah, till it all closed down last year.
And then there's Louis C.K.
Yes.
But that's Louis, not Lewis.
I'm Louis. We're both Louis.
They're spelled the same way.
We're Louis with an S, me and C.K.
Right.
Louis Anderson.
Anderson.
There was a weekend when it was Louis Anderson, Louis C.K., and me performing all in San Francisco at the same time. It was
shit.
It was like a Louis festival.
Wow. Yeah, I got Greg Giraldo, Greg Rogel, Greg
Those are the main Gregs.
Gutfeld.
Yes, sure.
Ugh.
I feel like it's with, now with me because CK's so famous, but you get it. I think Greg's a common name, so that's why you go with the last name. That's why people think of you as Fitzsimmons.
Right.
Even if there's Greg Stone also in New York. I don't know if you know him. He's very funny.
Oh, and there's a Greg Warren.
Yes, Greg Warren's very funny. So that's why all of you are either both names together or just the last name.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I don't know what I am. I'm just not that Louis. The other Louis is what I end up getting.
Well, that's sort of what's at the heart of this special. As I segue elegantly as a professional host into plugging your special.
Thank you.
Is you're homosexual and you're trying to find a way to stand out.
If I was a homosexual, I would have already stood out.
Yes.
I would be famous.
Yeah.
I
know. Have you thought about it?
I've thought about, and I think it might be taken a little bit from a Hawkins bit, but I think fake tits. I think if I got fake tits, I think I would be huge. Yeah. I think that's the move, really.
If you got huge fake tits,
you'd
go big.
They could be tasteful bees. Yeah. And I still think they would make make me, I think it would, what are you transition? What is that's personal. I don't want to talk about it. And just having just a little bit of cleavage.
Don't hedge. Don't get a B cup. Get a D cup.
Really
make a statement. Because if you get Bs, you might just be one of those guys that it just has testosterone issues and the tits
those are
large.
Major testosterone. I think people undersell the B cup as a decent sized cup. A lot of the time.
I'm spoiled. My wife's a double D.
I've heard you talk about it often.
Yeah.
I imagine. I mean, I don't imagine them, but I have imagined. I imagine.
Firm. Yeah. I highly recommend breastfeeding to every woman who's listening, to the 2 women that are listening to this podcast. Speaking of which, you are, tell me the status of starting a family. You just got married about 6 months ago.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. In July, I got married.
Yeah.
And now, I guess it's time. We're trying to time it with. I'm thinking about going to Edinburgh in August, so we're trying to time it so I can still do that, and then we can have the kid, as if that's gonna lead to anything. We're talking about it. She's getting up there, so we have to do it if we're gonna do it.
How old is she?
She's gonna turn 38 next week.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, so I'm just fucking scared. I'm really scared. It's just I think it's like pretty late. It's basically like I'm gonna do the whole back half totally different than the whole front half of my life, and it's a scary thing.
Yeah, but the great thing is you've gone out and you've traveled, you've chased your career, you've drank and you're not a big drinker, right? But
not anymore, no.
But you've partied and you've done it. You've done it.
Yes, it is. I've done it to the point that I now find it boring. Yes. I don't enjoy that stuff as much. But am I really done? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's not even that stuff. It's more just the stand-up stuff that I'm worried about, really, is like making enough money and being able to keep doing it and keep the high level that I want it to keep it at. That's
There's an old Jewish proverb, and it says that every baby is born with a loaf of bread in its mouth. And I found that to be true. I had my baby, and all of a sudden, stuff started to happen for me.
Really?
Because there's a focus. Look, we're fucking lazy. Everybody goes, oh, you work so hard. You do 3 podcasts and stand up. It's like, no, it really doesn't take much time. I masturbate a tremendous amount. I nap. I stare into space. And once you have a kid, a lot of that shit goes away and you get hyper-focused.
Really?
You start making hard choices and following through like you never did before, and you're going to see a difference in your career.
I hope so. To me, I'm saying, oh, really? It's like it's a 30 years straight of hardcore procrastination. All of a sudden, or 40, you know, like all of a sudden now, oh, this is it. Now I'm finally cured of that. It seems unlikely to me. Seems like I'll have procrastination. And now also a baby, and that's all. It's just gonna still.
It won't happen. Don't take that out of your brain.
Okay.
Because something biologically happens when you have this baby.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, and that is so focusing, and so much of the neurotic me thoughts, you just don't have time for them. They're just gone.
Okay. Cool.
And suddenly, your energy will be going towards that. Your commitment to your wife is going to get so much more tender, and there'll be nothing between you. This baby fills any space between you.
Cool.
That was missing. So, no, I wish you all the luck with that. And the best sex is we're trying to make a human life here. This isn't just like rubbing our genitals until we both smile.
How freaky can you be? Because like I was thinking the other day, like if we're gonna start trying, you don't want a baby born from a doggy style thumb up the ass.
Right.
That seems wrong to create life from thumb up the ass.
Yeah.
Behind thrust. Do we have to look in each other's eyes, or can you be as freaky as we want? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I think if you do it doggy style, there's a decent chance that kid will crawl early, and for too long.
I used to have a bit that was all about the way you're conceived is the personality trait. So I said, missionary position, you're boring. Doggy style, I said you're paranoid because you're always looking over your shoulder thinking you're about to get fucked. And then I was like, and if you're a real people person, gangbang.
Yeah,
and then,
there you go. So you don't even know who the father is. Yeah. I can see that, and I can see. You do reverse cowgirl, and the kid for the first time he rides a horse is facing backwards. Like, kid, you're going this way. The fuck is that? What are you, a stunt? What are you, a stunt rider? And he's putting his finger in the horse's ass. Oh shit, that came through too. So do you feel now? Have you done your first insemination with a purpose yet?
No, I'm still pulling out.
You're
still pulling out.
She's been. What is this? 13?
What do you mean?
145?
What are you talking about? She's been off the pill now for like 6 months, I think, and I'm just pulling out. I don't want to. I can't. The timing has to be right. Like I said, I want to go to Edinburgh.
Yeah, but don't you get too caught up in it and not pull out soon enough sometimes?
I would live a fear-based life in everything I do, and so I'm sure I get caught up, but I'm so freaked out that I know how hard it is, because it's that last stroke is the best stroke. Yeah, it is not the same as every other stroke. It is the final stroke. Yeah, but I am so scared, and actually for the first few times I wasn't like it wasn't that good. Finally, I'm used to the pull-out. Yeah. I've now been accustomed to sex like this. Yeah. But no, I'm looking forward to not pulling out. You know, but we haven't done that.
And your
yet.
wife is probably looking forward to not having acne on her face.
Will that happen, or is that?
That's from pulling out and coming in her face.
It causes acne?
Have you come in her face?
No, it clears up your skin.
No.
It does.
Really?
You should try it.
In my youth, I could. As a young man, now my belly button looks really good. The skin is fantastic on my happy trail. That's about it. Do you remember that shooting up to your shoulder as a teenager?
Yes. Well, I could shoot over my head. I mean, it was
no way.
Yeah. I've got an up curving one too, so it's just naturally just like going. Yeah. You know, like if I spilled salt, what is it we're supposed to do? You throw it over your shoulder. Yeah. It's like that, basically. Right. But I'm still still good. I still I don't know. I got weird. I got a weird body, you know. Yeah. You know, still
proud of you.
The nut is still good, I think. Well, now is the test. We'll see.
How old are you?
I'm 44. Yeah. 44, I think.
44.
Yeah. I forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so.
Jesus.
Yeah, pretty old by now.
So let's talk about the wedding. I saw you when you were out here, and a bunch of comics came out. Dave Attell flew out for the wedding.
Yes.
Who were the other comics that were? Because obviously I was not invited.
I'm sorry. I could have. Well, it was. I mean, you got to.
Was I on any list at any point?
I think there's times you would have been. You're kind of bad about responding to my texts sometimes.
Yeah,
and I feel like that. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if that's
everybody.
how you are with texts.
I've lost so many friends because of my bad texting. Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of an issue. I think earlier in the. It's weird also when you going through the invite list as a comedian, because as a regular person, there's someone who lives in another state.
Yeah.
You never see them.
Right.
You're like, I'm not inviting them. But like, between the engagement and the wedding, there's people that I saw again who I hadn't seen. I'm like, well, I guess I'm inviting them, you know?
Right.
And there was that night I brought my wife to see you, and I texted you about
San Francisco,
I texted you about a guest set, and you never got back to me. And without that guest, I think that guest set would have sealed it.
Yeah.
But I can't.
But I love that you showed up even though I ghosted you.
I just want to see your show.
That was really touching. I remember being very touched by that.
I enjoy watching. Like, I'm not just kissing your ass, but like, you're one of those people, and I've said it to you before, that I can watch over and over again. You said it's because you have ADD and you never remember your set.
Yeah.
But it's still like, it's enjoyable. You're just like, I can just watch the multiple nights of a show when I worked with you in the past. And so,
wow, that's really nice. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And your wife is so charming. She's such a fucking cool chick.
Yeah, she's awesome.
That's kind of the first thing you take away is like, that's a cool person.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, I just like hanging out with her. I like hanging out with her all the time. You know, it's like a good day is just us hanging out. So it's pretty good.
So who was at the wedding? Who made it?
So it was Shang Wang, Ali Wong, and Bill Hader.
Wang and Wong?
Yeah, and Bill Hader was there, even though I don't know him. He was as her date, but he showed up and he was very nice.
This is when it was very on the hush-hush.
Yeah. But now it's out at the Globes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Chris Garcia, Kevin Kamiya, Brent Weinbach, Moshe Kasher, Natasha Leggero, Todd Barry.
Todd Barry?
Todd Barry, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we hang out in New York.
Let's dive into that a little bit, because I've known Todd. We started together in New York, and I love Todd. And he's one of those guys, like, I listen to Sirius XM comedy, and I flip through the 4 comedy channels. There's certain people when they come on, Norm Macdonald, Anthony Jeselnik. There's just certain people I'm gonna listen every time, and Todd Barry's one of those people.
Yeah,
but
man.
I also feel like Todd has rejected my friendship. Ultimately, I feel like maybe he doesn't think I'm cool or something, but I haven't made the cut with Todd.
Really?
I find a distance when maybe I also don't reach out that much, but I think I stopped at a certain point.
Maybe you stopped trying at some point. I can't speak on that. I do love, his stand-up, especially, the Cellar now has like 4 rooms.
Yeah.
And it starts to feel, to me, it feels a little bit like a comedy factory, you know? And especially everyone, and this tends to happen in New York, I feel like a lot of people have the same style. And I watch it, and everything's boring. And then Todd comes up, I'm like, here we go. Yeah. This is an original voice, original style. It's so him.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't know if he has beef with you or not. He's definitely like a weird dude, but like, yeah, we get along. We were started hanging out, like, I guess he was tight with Moshe and Natasha.
Yeah.
So I would see him sometimes at concerts, since they would be at a festival. I would go see him at the concert, and yeah, we just hang out. I don't know. We don't hang out that much.
So he flew all the way out to San Francisco for your wedding.
Yeah,
from New
LA.
York.
It was here in LA.
I thought it was in San Francisco.
No, it was here in LA.
Wow.
Him and Attell were actually like, there was, and Graham Kay is another New York comedian, but I think those are the only New Yorkers who flew out, actually. Like, very few other New Yorkers came out, which is fine. It's understandable.
Yeah.
It was a destination wedding for us because we're living in New York.
Yeah.
And so, but so many, she's from Northern California, my folks are from here.
Oh, that's why I thought you got married up there.
Yeah. So it all ended up happening down here in LA. But it was, so it was a lot more West Coast comics, actually. I hope I'm not forgetting some people.
Who was your best man?
I didn't do that. But my friend Jason was the officiant, and it was awesome. He roasted the shit out of me. He was killing. He crushed. Yeah. And like Attell was like, everyone was impressed. Every comedian was impressed. I was like, people always say I've got a funny friend, or my friends are even funnier than me. Like, my friends are funnier than most people. It's fucked me up for comedy because I don't like to do the hang afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's like these guys are funnier and they're not narcissistically just talking about their career. They actually have things to talk about.
I got a couple friends like that.
Yeah.
I got a friend, Jeff Ginn, that I think is as funny as any comic I've ever hung out with.
Mm-hmm.
So did Attell speak at the?
No, Attell. I wanted him to play the recorder as I walked down the aisle, but he wouldn't do it.
He didn't do it.
He wouldn't do it. I was just glad he showed up. I was like, I remember him like he's so like nice but not nice. I was like, so you're gonna come? I told him I'm getting married. He's like, are you going to come? He's like, well, I guess I have to. I'm like, thanks, Dave. That's so nice of you. But he was nice. He showed up. It was.
But then he's always the guy that shows up early, buys you a nice gift.
Yeah,
he's
totally. He's the man.
He is the most polite, genteel, kind, socially generous person I've ever met.
He's a mensch.
He is.
Like really,
I guess
he
you
is.
Could say it in one word.
He is a mensch. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, he was there, and I was glad that he came out. And who was? Oh, and my dad killed on his speech.
He did.
He even forgot it. He said it at dinner. I said, write that down.
Yeah.
He comes up. He's like, he's a little out of it these days, and we remind him to read the thing, and he goes, this is the biggest crowd you've ever drawn. Boom. Crushes, dude. People went nuts. And for 6 months, that was all he would talk about. I was like, remember when I said that? I'm like, I remember, Dad.
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
And he's probably right, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Attell came to my wedding, and I asked him to speak, and he wouldn't get up. But then Mike Gibbons, who you know Mike Gibbons, he does my other podcast.
That's how I know him.
Yeah.
But I don't know him personally.
So he was my best man,
Nice.
and then he got up and annihilated, and even Attell was like, wow, that was fucking good.
That's
and
awesome.
I think it's probably the highlight of Mike's life. He opened by saying, like most of you, I didn't like Greg when I first met him. And everybody laughed because it's true. Nobody likes me when they first meet me. Especially, I think I'm different now, but I think I used to be a little cocky.
Really?
A little cockier than I am now. Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe when I first met you, I was like opening, so of course you were cocky.
San Francisco? Is that where you
Yeah,
first
yeah,
met?
yeah. It was cool because I got to open for. I started and I was dirty, and so the only people I could open for are my favorite comics. So it was like I met you and Stanhope and Marin and Attell, and those are all the people I opened for my first like 5 years, and they were all my favorites. You know, and it was awesome. You know, I met all you guys. Yeah, it was really cool.
Did you dislike me when you first met me?
No, but I'm saying if you were cocky, like I should hope so. I'm some fucking new comic, and you're the headliner.
Right,
like so. If we were peers, it would have been maybe I would have noticed.
It is funny because I find I treat all my openers in that way, but I feel like I'm playing a role. Like I bust the opener's balls in the green room.
Sure, yes.
And then when they introduce me and we shake hands and you have that moment before you get to the microphone, I always say, thanks, faggot, even though I've never met them before. And it's kind of my little test for them. And they either laugh their asses off. I've had guys say to me, like, after the Late Show Saturday, hey, did I do something to you? And it's like, no, guy, you're a fucking opener. That's how you get treated.
That's also, that's also, I think that's hardcore. Like that's your East Coast, man.
Yeah.
You bring that to the West Coast. People are like, they're freaked out.
Right.
They're writing you up. Who knows what it is? You know, it's like, that's a different, like I had to use that being a West Coast guy and moving to the East Coast, and that kind of ball busting was just not. We didn't really do that. I mean, we fucked with each other, but not that kind of way. I would say, you know. Right. And it's actually even in New York, it's kind of dead. Like there's no longer the table at the cellar where everyone like talks shit.
Oh, really? Is that gone?
I mean, just people kind of sit at their own seat. It's not that classic way of just like destroying everyone who walks up and all that kind of stuff. The stuff you'd see from before, it's even before my time.
No, I can remember walking into the cellar and I'd look through the window. I'd walk up the stairs and I'd look across the corner booth. Patrice, Geraldo, Keith Robinson,
awesome,
Colin, and you're like, you take a big breath. You look at your shirt, you're like, they're gonna come after the stripes. You look at your fucking belt buckle, and you walk in, and Patrice starts first. He just puts his head back, leans his head back, squints his eyes, and looks at you.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then he goes, "Look at you, motherfucker!" And you just wait, and then you gotta fight back.
Yeah,
and it was the best feeling in the world. I loved it. Bobby Kelly a little later.
Sure.
He had to fight his way in though. Bobby wasn't a shoo-in.
Really?
When he first came down, he had to get beaten into the gang a little bit. And now he's the guy.
Yeah. I mean
nobody busts balls better than him.
He's all over the place. Yeah, and he's super funny. I love him. He's great.
I heard didn't Keith just do a special?
He did.
I heard it was amazing.
I'm sure it was. I mean, man, to see him, honestly, it's like, I mean, I'm sure he would have preferred not to have had a stroke.
Yeah.
However, having a stroke because it draws so much sympathy, and he's still so mean.
Right.
So he like it's like the whole act is a misdirect.
Yeah.
Because you're like sad, and you're like, oh, and then what? I haven't seen it lately. This is just when I saw him like a couple years ago, and then you realize the things he's saying are still horrible.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
I think he's so funny. You know, I think Chappelle was doing him when he did that the hater. From the Chappelle Show sketch.
Oh, really?
Remember, he talks like this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Doesn't that sound like he?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It sounds to me. It sounds just like him. That's who I think he's doing. I'd love to ask him that.
And he also, like, being from Philly, you just have a chip on your shoulder being in New York because nobody can stand you.
Yeah.
So did you make love to your wife on your wedding night?
I think we were too tired at that time. Yeah, we didn't that night.
So many people say that.
Yeah. We didn't do the whole thing ourselves. We had help from our folks, but like we did a lot of the stuff. There was a lot of details that we were totally involved in. Yeah. And we had an after party and and we danced the whole night and I was up till late like changing the seating chart and writing my vows. It's like it was just there was a lot to do.
Right.
But it was a really beautiful actually, my only regret is just not we didn't videotape it, which I wish we had done. I was like, I just want to be
making love to her at the wedding night?
I mean, we did, but that's only streaming, and you have to subscribe. So
that's a Patreon.
It's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
But we didn't film the wedding, and I think the ceremony. I just wasn't like I didn't think the ceremony was going to be that great, and it was tremendous. My friend
was
crushed.
it Jewish?
There was a chuppah. We broke the glass. My friend's not my friend. No, it wasn't. It was
a few cultural nods to the faith.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then by chance, actually, ended up most of the food was Italian. I had a friend of mine who I grew up with. He has a pizza place out in the valley called Gorilla Pies. It's really good pizza, and he actually does a pizza.
You had pizza at your wedding?
We had gourmet pizza. We had really nice pizza, and he does one pie that's like a Reuben pizza. So it was both of our cultures because my wife's Italian and I'm Jewish, so we combined it in that way. You're really judging me for the pizza thing.
I just feel like, did they deliver it? Did guys come in?
It's gourmet fancy pizza.
But did they make it there, or did
they made it there?
They didn't deliver it in
No.
boxes.
Yes. No. Come on.
Did you have Coca-Cola in bottles at the table and chips?
It was a very nice meal. It was but it was pretty big. So to keep it. I was like a little bit silly with inviting too many people, and so we had to find an affordable way to do it, still the food be good, and luckily my friend Ben Osher at Gorilla Pies hooked it up. So
traditionally, the woman's family, the bride's family, pays for the wedding. Was that the case?
No, her parents threw down, my parents threw down, and we threw down. It took combined
equal
effort.
Parts?
I don't remember, but more or less.
She comes from money, is my memory of her.
Oh, that would be sweet, man. I wish. That would be great.
That sucks. Do you come from money?
My parents they're okay, but not money, you know.
What did your dad do?
Lawyer, and my mom.
Oh, come on, man! What is he, a shitty lawyer?
No, he's not an oil magnate.
Be rich at this point.
He's a lawyer. He was a lawyer, and my mom worked for the city and then the county in L.A.
So, what kind of a lawyer?
Real estate.
Oh, come on, man!
A lot of it's low income property, but yes, they do well. They are well. I would say middle class, upper middle class. They have a house. They own a house. It's in Los Feliz,
and they own it outright.
I don't know if they got a second mortgage or who knows what.
Now.
It is. Yes, it is. They bought at the right place at the right time, and they'll be fine forever.
But is there a second home anywhere?
They have. It's funny. My sister. They own a building with 2 units in the back. My sister manages it. I call that Jewish welfare. So she manages the property.
Yeah, and lives for free in the back.
Yeah. Her and her husband.
Okay.
And So yeah, there's that too. But
any idea about the savings? Do you think he has a substantial savings?
I think they do. I think they're going to be fine. Yes. I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you.
Oh.
In 30 years.
I mean, I just, to me, it's like you never know how much care someone's going to need at the end of their life. So it's like
it could drain you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It could get to the point where,
No, I have a friend whose mother is in that kind of care, and it was. He said he spent $180,000 last year.
That's crazy.
So I mean, if you got $1 million, that's 5 years.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's like, I mean, yeah. I just have the bit now that I'm working on, and I'm worried because it's a little similar to a Stanhope bit, but I think it's different enough where I'm just like, instead of, we asked our doctors to make us live longer, and instead they're just making us die longer. Yeah. And that's not what we asked for. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I do a longer bit like that. So hope, who knows what it'll be and who knows how long it'll go on for, but like, I'm not counting on seeing a dime of that money because they should use it all to take care of themselves, and then it might even come that I have to start pitching in. So we'll see.
Is it just you and your sister?
Yes.
So if they die, will you allow her to continue to live in that back house?
They've worked everything out ahead of time. There's like trusts set up and deals set up, and everything is.
All right. So there's some things I want to ask you about. Israel and Palestine. Now,
oh my God.
What do you?
What a nightmare.
Isn't it horrible when you're Jewish how everybody wants your opinion now about it?
I mean, once my opinion not on the record is I'm fine. I'm glad that they're interested to hear what a Jew thinks. Yeah. I'm just like constantly scared. I'm so paranoid about it all. I came down what was it? It was I came down to the subway in New York. The doors are open on the train. It says something written on the side of the train. I'm sure it says I'm sure it says Free Palestine, probably fuck the Jews. I'm sure that's what it says. Right. The doors close. Renaissance, Beyonce. It's an ad for Beyonce. I'm out of my mind.
Spray painted?
No, it's an ad. They wrapped the train. That's how paranoid I am. That with the doors closed, I couldn't read it. I'm like, I'm sure this is something anti-Semitic, and and it wasn't at all. I was just insane about it.
So does it affect your wagering? Like I have Palestine with the points right now.
I think that's a bad bet, my friend. No. I mean,
no, Israel has a deeper bench for sure, but they have no league. Palestine said they're in a league. Israel's just like an independent league. It's just us. So, what do you think about Cedric the Entertainer?
I was going to say, I came here to talk about Cedric. I have things to say.
Well, I love Cedric, and full disclosure, I used to write for him.
Oh, yeah.
And I truly consider him to be one of the most talented people I've ever worked with in my life.
A true entertainer.
I mean, on the show that I wrote on, he came out and he would do a 3-minute dance routine with the Sensation dancers that was fucking crisp.
That's awesome.
And then he would go into a monologue. I was the monologue guy, so he and I would work out the monologue
He would do
a
monologue after a dance routine?
Yes.
How does he? I can't breathe after I dance.
It was unbelievable. And the thing is like we would riff all week, and I would take notes, and he didn't want to see anything. We would just keep riffing. And then while he was in the makeup chair, I'd hand him some bullet points. He'd glance at it, no cue cards. He would go out and fucking nail it.
No way.
And then he would do sketches where he was playing different characters. The lunch lady.
That's crazy.
And I mean, really, I don't know how this guy was not on SNL, maybe because they didn't have black people, but... So anyway, I saw these videos of Cat Williams saying that Cedric stole a bit. And
have you watched the bits?
No. Have you seen them?
I've watched the bits.
All right, so what's your take on it?
I mean, it's an impression of someone driving a car, and then Cedric changed the premise and made it something different. And it's a funny impression of someone driving a car.
Yeah.
It is very similar to Katz.
Yeah.
But can you steal an impression of someone driving a car? I guess.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't think so. And so, I don't know. That surprised me. That surprised me a little bit. The Steve Harvey hate did not surprise me. People have been trashing him for years.
No, I've written on a lot of black shows, and Paul Harvey is unanimously disliked.
Steve
Harvey. Oh yeah, Steve. Who's Paul Harvey?
I don't know. Probably knows Louis Schaefer.
He is disliked.
Yeah, So that was the only shocking thing to me. But I thought it was just cool how he also said that Mark Curry punched up the bit for him, which I thought that was really cool that he gave him props. Dude, I saw Mark Curry, Lunel, and Cat Williams at the Barclays Center when they toured there last. And everyone was great, but Mark Curry was amazing.
Really?
Crushed.
Yeah.
He was so funny, man.
Yeah.
He was great.
He's one of those guys that people don't talk about, but he's on the road all the time.
Yeah.
Crushing.
I mean, he's the reason I stayed in the Bay Area to do comedy after I graduated college.
No shit.
I was visiting my folks in LA. I went to Berkeley. I was on a Southwest flight back to the Bay. And I was like, "Hey, big fan." I just knew he was a stand-up. I was like, but I just knew he was stand-up. I was like, "Do you think I should stay in the Bay Area and work on comedy, or should I go to LA?" He's like, "You should stay in the Bay." Yeah. And I did, and I just did because Mark Curry said so. And that's
wow.
He changed my life because I was on a flight with him. He was flirting with the girl next to him. His mom was picking him up, and I remember I saw him. He met the girl on the plane. His mom was picking up. He's like, "Mom, we're giving this lady a ride home."
No way.
Yes, it was awesome.
Baller move. I fucking love that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. And we're sitting in the back, Mom. and it's our station. Don't change the station. And now you did a podcast. I'm currently writing a script with a guy named Matt Fulcher on.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you guys used to do a podcast together.
Yes, we did a podcast together for a year. I love Matt.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's
Matt
great.
was there. Shit, Matt Fulcher was at
so
the
he flew
wedding.
in from New York.
Yes, he flew in from New York too. Yes, I forgot about him. Sorry, Matt. Yeah. But Matt and I did a travel podcast for a while.
What was that?
We called it was Roadheads. And it was all about travel. We interview people. Sometimes we talk about our own. We like doing it, but it was, man, I don't like doing podcasts. So, I mean, I love doing your podcast. I like doing someone else's podcast.
Right.
I don't really enjoy doing my own as much.
Get it.
And it was, I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist. And so it ended up he was like, "I'll do everything." And then I realized what his level of everything was. I'm like, this is not the right level of everything. So I ended up doing some of the editing and the leveling and making sure it was all right. And it just became a little bit too much. He's talked about, he wants to do it again. And we've talked about,
well, he's moving out here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We've talked about potentially doing it again.
Yeah.
And we might, but also the other thing is that in the meantime, Ari Shafir, I think, is starting a travel podcast. So I already look enough like him. We can't both have travel podcasts.
Right.
So that's too much.
Although he's grown out to be. I saw him yesterday.
He looks homeless.
He looks homeless.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot he was at the store yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a straight hobo. He looks like a crazy person.
Right.
Yeah. So we do have that separating us now.
Yeah.
Also, he's like a foot taller than me.
He kind of blew me off yesterday. Oh, no, I saw him 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday?
Was it at the store?
It was at the store during the day, and I saw him, and I had seen him. He came backstage when I was at the store. I think to come say hi to me in the green room. And I was like, "Hey," he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing Ryan Sickler's podcast on Monday." I go, "Well, give me a call because I'm on the West Side. Let's get some coffee." And it wasn't an excited, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." It was like a nod, and I was like, "Okay." And so then I see him. I'm doing a podcast during the day at the store the next day. And I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? You want to grab some lunch after this podcast?" And he goes, "I'm going to lunch with him." And he pointed to a guy. I didn't know who the guy was. And I go, "All right. Well, where are you guys going?" And they were vague. And I was like, "All right."
Well, maybe they're.
You think he's talking to Todd Barry?
The whole East Coast has turned against you. No, it's, you got to understand, and as someone who visits, he used to live in L.A. He's here for a limited amount of time. I'm sure he's got people he has to see.
That are more important than me.
Well, it's an editor. He's talking to an editor about work stuff.
Oh.
I knew he was doing that at some point out here.
Is the guy kind of good-looking, taller guy?
Is it Eric
Longer
Abrams?
hair?
Eric, yeah. You maybe didn't recognize him.
I didn't recognize him.
Oh, so it's your bad.
It's totally my bad.
Yeah.
My memory is so fucking bad these days.
He looks way different with his long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably who it was. Yeah.
Such an idiot.
Yeah. But whatever. It's okay. But it's your fault.
Yeah. Fuck.
How's the script going with Full Sharon?
It's going great.
Yeah?
He's such a pleasure to work with because
he really is.
You know, we only got to do it in person a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he was in LA, we would do it, but then we've been doing it we'd have these like 2-hour Zoom calls where we just have our laptop. Well, I have I'm doing the actual physically typing. And it's just so smooth. It's just a great give and take. And, you know, he's got great ideas. And I think this script is turning out to be very, very unique, very grounded. We really worked on the characters first.
Great, good.
And we really fleshed out all the dimensions of the characters before we got into any story. And then the last thing going in is the funny, which we're just hitting now, which is like,
That's
all right, let's joke it up now. This is the easy part. But you need structure, you need drama, you need
100%.
You know, act 1, 2, 3, and so that's going really well. What did you think of Joe Coy's performance at the Golden Globes?
Well, so I listened to it the next day.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the CBS YouTube thing, it's crazy sweetened. It doesn't sound like he's bombing. And everyone says he bombed. I hear laughs.
I heard laughs. I am shocked by this reaction because I didn't watch it live. I watched it on my YouTube TV. So I don't know if there's time to sweeten it. I'm telling you,
it's sweetened. I showed it to my wife who saw it live. I said, was this sweetened? She said, yes, it was sweetened.
She was there.
She was watching it live.
Oh.
And then she saw it.
Because I talked to somebody who was in the room who said that he completely tanked. But when I listened to it, it sounded like a good set.
Listen to how smooth those laughs are. Ha ha ha.
Really?
Ha, ha, ha. I mean, you know what it sounds like. Yeah. I mean, listen, Also because they weren't smart enough with it. Because he's saying like, oh, come on. Why aren't you laughing on jokes that he gets laughs on?
Right.
Why would you say that if you got laughs?
Right.
You know what I mean? They should have cut that part out if they want to sweeten it.
But also, I thought they were good jokes. I didn't think it was bad, but especially since he only had 10 days. I mean,
Are you serious? Come on, dude. First of all, Allie gave him my number. He didn't call me. He should have hired me. I would have pumped out a bunch of great jokes. That's 100% true. He had my number. You know who to hire.
Look, nobody calls you back. That's just how it is. You got to get used to that. No, but that's the key. I don't care if you have 10 days. You give me 10 days, I have 7 or 8 writers that I will call that will give me fucking hand grenades. I'm
saying 10 days is enough to have 5 days, realize the staff you hired isn't working, hire another one, and write a whole nother monologue. Right. I mean, like, that's plenty of time.
I mean, when I was writing on award shows, I would hand in 30 to 40 jokes a day. You got 7 guys, that's 200 jokes a day.
Yes, killers. You just staff it with killers, man. I mean, it's like, there's really no excuse. And what I keep saying is that like, it's one thing to bomb. It's a tough gig, right? Everyone has big egos. They don't give a shit about you. They just want to, look pretty, and it's light in the room, and it's not a good gig. But you can bomb. So maybe you're going to bomb, but you can bomb doing good jokes.
Right.
You can bomb doing kind of corny jokes and hacky jokes, and he chose the second one. You know what I mean? Like, he should have just taken, like, it's also the Golden Globes where you're supposed to go, like, hard, like, kind of be meaner, be edgier. Right. So, like, this was a chance. Like, he could have just said whatever also, the cool thing about him is that he doesn't need any of this. He's going to still be a millionaire selling out stadiums. Yeah. Probably be the president of the Philippines next year if he wants. Yeah. And, but this was a thing that could have, like, leveled him up. There's always another level, and this could have been the thing that did that. Yeah. And he just went so soft. It was soft is what it was. It was corny, kind of soft.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel strongly one way or the other. I felt like he did a decent job for 10 days, and I feel like the people really... I mean, it's hard to be a comedian these days. People are just waiting to attack. They're waiting to judge. And,
you think so?
Yeah. I mean, plus you're going to offend. Like Taylor Swift didn't react to his joke. Did the director really need to put a camera on her afterwards? That was fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up, sure. And her fans are crazy and stuff like that. And that joke is like a nothing joke.
Innocuous.
Yeah, it's like nothing. It's nothing.
She went on SNL and made fun of the press coverage.
Yeah. Yes. That's a weird one where I'm like, what? Because I was hearing the blowback before I'd heard the bit because I only watched the monologue. I'm like, Jesus, what did he say? And I'm like, that's it? That's what he got in trouble for? It's hard to believe.
Right.
But I do, and someone else pointed out though, Mike Lawrence posted a thing where like he didn't establish himself. He didn't mock himself in the begging. His first 2 minutes should have been like, how did they end up with me? Like it could have been all these other, something to that effect.
Right.
And he didn't do any of that. He just said, it was my dream as a kid to host the Golden Globes. Really? Was it? Like, I think right there. everyone smelled bullshit. You're like, it's no one's dream to host the Golden Globes. Like, get out of here. Like, whose dream is that? What a sad dream.
The only Golden Globes I was dreaming about at that age were Pamela Anderson's. Come on, people. Where's the rim shot guy? I mean, you think about Gerard Carmichael the year before. I mean, that was awful. Did you see that? He's a guy for me. I can't get it. I can't get started. Don't get me started on him. Oh, really?
I find him to be very much.
Yeah.
I'll just say I find it's like an Emperor's New Clothes thing. It's like, what is everyone like? I don't get it.
I'll tell you what it is. He started young. And he was kind of amazing when he started. Like, he'd come to the clubs tight, funny, prolific, style, so likable. And then he'd stop doing stand-up, and he started executive producing TV shows and doing other things, which is great. That's great. But then don't put out a new hour.
Yeah,
because you haven't been on the road doing it. You haven't been in the clubs doing it.
Exactly. I watch his specials, and I'm like, I think he will put out an amazing, great special. If he could finish one of his specials, I think it would be great.
Right.
I watch his special, I'm like, these are some of the best premises in the business.
Yeah.
Finish the joke.
Right.
And I also, man, it's a timing thing. I can't stand fucking pregnant pauses and stand-up.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Even Chappelle?
Especially Chappelle on the last one, especially when his joke quality has gone down. Chappelle with the last special, which I watched already. I watched it right away. I'm a Chappelle fan. It relies on good faith. It drags on for a while, but you know that the payoff's going to be awesome because it's Chappelle.
Right. Yeah.
And when the payoff isn't awesome, it's like, damn, you just wasted my time. And I feel tricked by your awesome charisma and showmanship,
He even said on the special, he goes, people call me lazy.
Yeah.
How am I lazy? I work all the time. It's like, well, yeah.
I mean, it's like even or like Jesselnick got slower on the last special.
Really?
He was very slow on the last special. It doesn't, him and Tig, and they're both very funny, but it doesn't build tension to me. It annoys the shit out of me. It's like, I'm not on the edge of my seat waiting to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I just want to be laughing right now, and I don't know why you're making me wait.
Right.
It is not building tension.
Right.
It is boring me.
I think who else is like that, where they drag it out.
Well, Todd's a little slow, but I think it's funny. I don't think it's slow or Gary Veter's also like a slow monotone dude. But to me, it's like perfect. It's like he's in the pocket, man. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Really funny.
No, it's a science. Like riding the tension is a science, and knowing where to clip the laugh, knowing when to pick up the pace, and when it really is not something that's why people talk about how nobody's funny for 10 years, because that's how long it takes to learn for most people. There's exceptions.
Oh, you mean it takes 10 years for people to be funny?
To get that kind of understanding of the creating tension and releasing it, and really kind of like finessing a set.
I could see that. I mean, I just know when I started, it was 10 years. Then, like, I spent 2 years in, and everyone's like, it's 20 years.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure it's 30. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
And also, I dug up, honestly, I dug up some old VHS tapes of me for my first 2 years at the Punchline.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the whole set was funny.
You know who's funny right out of the gate?
Who?
Is that Latino kid on SNL right now.
Oh, yeah, he's
Marcello?
funny. Yeah, he's funny. He's very funny.
Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw
Cuban
him at
guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Cuban, and I think his mother's from one of his parents is from Cuba and one is from Dominican Republic. And but just a natural. He's been doing it for like 4 years, and he's like fucking owns it up there.
Dude, there's a lady, I can't remember her last name, Maddie something, in New York. I think she's 23. Crushes.
Really?
Crushes at the Cellar, man. She's super funny. Super funny,
Yeah.
It's and whatever I'm saying that I was when I started, not that.
Yeah.
Not even close to that.
Right.
Still nerves, still like it's like they're laughing because it's like weird that I'm so young and saying these filthy things.
Yeah.
I look young. I look younger than 23, even though I was.
Yeah.
But she's just killing. It's incredible. It's incredible.
So let's talk about, I was reading you don't have a Wikipedia.
No, some guy offered to do it for me if I pay him. Maybe I'll do that.
I think you should, because when people are going to interview you, it's really helpful to have a Wikipedia page to look at.
All right, I'll pay him after the show. I'll pay him after the statement.
I'll chip in.
Thank you.
Just for the next time you come on. But you said your first writing job came from Mark Maron. What was that?
Yeah. When I moved to New York, because like I said, it's really to my advantage starting in the Bay Area. Thanks, Mike Curry, for convincing me to do that. Because I made all these relationships with people because I would open for them, I would host for them, or when they came through town. Yeah. Which is literally why I'm sitting here right now to some extent, because that's how I met you.
Right.
And with Maron, especially, and this is an advantage over people in New York. You're doing all these showcase clubs. You don't end up. You never go to Caroline's. You never go into Gotham to see the people headlining. You don't have these relationships. You only have a relationship with New York comics. Yeah. I know all sorts of comics because they would all come through the Punchline. Anyway, I moved to New York. Maron's writing on the Air America. He has the Air America show with Sam Cedar. Yes. Yeah. And he wanted to do some sketches, so I wrote a few sketches for him. They went on there, and it was like my first writing job. And then they shut down Air America, and I remember him telling me, he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm just gonna start my own radio show from my garage." I'm like, "Oh, this is the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard. He's gonna kill himself. This is horrific."
7 years later, Obama's sitting in his garage.
One of many times I've been wrong probably about podcasts in general. Every time, like,
I heard Stern shitting on podcasts yesterday, and I was just
I
was like, dude,
wow.
I mean, you can't. There are podcasts that are getting 10 times his listenership at this point.
Wow.
I mean, there's podcasts that are getting millions of listens. Yeah. I bet Howard's getting about 200,000 or 300,000.
Well, he's behind a paywall now. That'll change everything. Right. That changes everything.
If he had gone straight to a podcast, he would still be the number one guy in broadcast.
You think so? Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And I think I understand him being like sensitive about it because that's one thing I think that Maron brought with him was all this radio experience. Like, there's a thing to this. Actually, this has been going way smoother. I've done a lot of podcasts since I've been promoting this special, and a lot of them are good and some of them are bad. And it's like, it's a skill. Yeah. It's a skill. You have to drive a conversation, and not everyone has it,
Well, you have to know in the first 30 seconds to ask if a guy banged his wife on their wedding night. Is he gay? Get that in the first minute.
People want to know.
Have your notes. Have your notes. All right. Well, listen, it's time to get to a thing we call fastballs with Fitz.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you questions.
Okay.
You're going to answer them.
Okay.
Then you have to answer them.
I have to answer them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the gayest thing you've ever done with another man?
At summer camp, how like at the end you like pee on the fire?
Yeah.
I was like, watch this, guys. I'll jack off on the fire. And I jacked off on the fire.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
How old were you?
15 or something.
You probably shot it right over the fire, knowing you.
I'm a powerful man.
Did anybody else jerk off?
No, it was just me.
They just stood around and watched you?
I turned around. I was like, wait till it got ready, and then I fucking busted on the fire. And it was also like, it's not like they were like, I wonder if anyone could jack off on the fire. I'm like, I introduced it. I'm like, watch this, guys. Yeah. I'm going to jack off on the fire.
And as soon as it lands on the flames, it like explodes, and you're like, shit, I got gonorrhea.
Or the steam is like shaped like a baby.
A burning baby just wailing. Oh, that's good. Where do you want to travel to that you haven't been to before?
Been a lot of places. I would say Australia.
You've never been there?
I've never been there. I want to I just want to work there. I've heard the shows are awesome.
These shows are unbelievable.
Yeah, and I'm friends with Arj Barker, who is supposed to be like the biggest deal there. Right. And he can't make it happen for some reason.
Does he return your texts?
He's better than you. And he's on the other side of the world. But I guess there's something with, he's not tight with the Melbourne Festival, which is the best way to get over there, or something like that. Anyway, I just want to go there and just to do the shows and all that kind of stuff. Let's
do something right now. Pick up your phone.
Uh-huh.
We're both going to text Dave Attell right now, and we're going to see who he responds to faster.
He called me on the way here. I can't text him now. He'll be pissed.
All right. Let's do Todd Barry.
All right.
That you can't say, call me right away.
I'm just saying.
You're tapping a fucking letter over there.
What am I supposed to say?
I just wrote, "What's up, man?"
Well, this is why no one texts you back, because that's a weird opener. That's a weird thing to say out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Did you already send it?
I'm gonna write, "Hey, been a while."
I don't want to do this. I feel bad about this. I feel like we're playing with Todd's emotional.
All right, well, you pick somebody then.
Shang?
I don't know, Shang. Don't pick your best friends. What about Marin?
Oh, that'll be interesting. I might not have his number. I might only email him. So I think.
What
if
he needs to get in touch with you about another writing job?
He has not done that. He had a whole show with multiple seasons. No one got in touch with me. I don't think he's trying to get in touch with me.
All right. What about
I just feel
Ari? What about Ari Shafir?
All right,
he
let's see
likes
about
this
that.
kind of stuff.
Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, there you go. That's a good call.
All right, Ari Shafir. And stop with all the tapping.
That's.
Hey, man, what are you up to?
All right. See what happens.
All right, send it. Stop typing. What did you write?
I said, "Hey, are you still in LA?"
Okay.
See,
it's gonna get like ding ding.
See you see what are you
have
up
your
to?
ringer on so you can hear.
Yeah,
it if it comes in?
I put it. It's all on now.
Okay.
So yours is too vague. You text people too vague. You're really bad at texting.
I'm bad because I have I have friendships with people that I truly love, and then I just don't reach out to them, and then the relationship goes kind of sour.
Yeah.
Like me and Santino. This past year talked all the time. Like we get on the phone every other day and have hour-long conversations.
Wow.
And I haven't talked to him in 4 months. I just stop.
What? That's crazy.
You know why?
You get burnt out? Do you go through a lot of friends?
I have mood issues. I have a hard time not being depressed.
Oh, really?
I'm depressed all the time.
I
and
didn't know
so
that.
I can't stay active on social media because I just shut down. I just can't conjure up emotions that aren't there. And so when I talk to somebody, I have to ready myself. Like before a podcast, I have to get ready emotionally to be, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking gold right now.
I think you're doing it.
I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
As soon as you leave.
Darkness
descends. No, it's not that bad. But it's bad enough that it keeps me from being able to just lightly pick up the phone and touch base with people.
Well, the phone is hard these days also. I think a phone conversation takes a lot of time.
Right.
In fact, I would say the only person I talk to on the phone regularly is Attell.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, son of a bitch. What'd he say?
No, still just left for Brea. I said, "Hey, are you still in LA?" "No, just left for Brea." Wow. Maybe he doesn't like you.
If he texts me in the next 3 minutes, then I know that yours probably got to him sooner.
I don't think so.
Something's going on with Ari. We went to a Dallas Cowboys game this year.
Cool.
We were both playing Houston, Dallas, and so we met up and went to a game.
Nice. That's fun.
I think we took mushrooms. I can't remember.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Was this before or after? You taped at the mothership, right?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Went great.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good. It's just so hard. You know this because you just edited yours. Oh, you sent me a copy of yours.
Yeah.
I gave you some notes.
Yeah,
right? How are my
appreciate
notes?
it. Yeah, good, great. Yeah.
So I'm at that stage now where we just did the first string out, and now they'll make a cut, and then I'll maybe you'd be nice enough to take a look at it.
I would love to.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'd love to.
But I had a bit that was kind of like a big bit. It was a big chunk that gets an applause break, and then a comic that I respect a lot told me that he sent a friend out to see me this past week, and his friend came back and said, you guys have the same bit. And so he called me, and not only did he already do it on like Late Show,
no,
he's got T-shirts about the bit. So
no way.
There was no wiggle room.
Oh man!
So I had to drop the bit.
That sucks. It's not like the close or anything, is it?
No, but it was like it was a chunk that this went in the middle of, and it held it all together.
Oof.
So I'm gonna have to make some hard cuts, but it doesn't matter. It's the right thing to do, and I feel good about doing the right thing.
Do you think it's parallel thinking, or do you think it seeped into your brain when you saw him do it one time?
No, it was definitely parallel thinking.
Okay.
Because it's not an out there premise. It's a premise that's just sitting there.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're like, someone must have done this already, but I haven't heard it. So, and you ask a few people, and you're like, well, okay, but who knows, really? You know?
Attell's funny like that. Whenever he has a new bit,
I'll
get a phone call like, hey, did you do this? Is this your bit? Does anyone do this bit?
It's always the most original. You've never heard it. I've never even heard these words put together in a sentence before.
Yeah.
You don't have a bit about a zebra eating pancakes. Like, no, I don't actually. Why?
What are your resolutions for 2024?
I'm going to make a person, and I'm going to go to Edinburgh. Good. These are just my plans. They're not really resolutions.
Do you have a booking at Edinburgh?
I'm just working it out right now. I'm in the midst of it. I'm trying to find a venue and work it all out.
And then you got to do all the promoting yourself. And
I have a promoter I'm talking to. It's just I want to. So I'm not on that, like, we have to put out a special every year. The reason I'm doing it so quickly is it took me. I shot my last special May 2022, and then it took a year and a half for me to release it.
Wow.
So in that time, I'm working. Yeah, it's it's not there yet, but it's getting there.
All right, those are good resolutions.
Yeah.
Have you ever saved somebody's life?
I think I'm saving yours right now.
Saving my career.
Have I ever saved anyone's life? I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I've talked to some people. Maybe through some conversations. I don't know. I don't know if anyone. Did you talk
to someone who was suicidal and you helped them out?
Just people are sad. And I go, hey, I feel better.
That's the weakest life save I've ever heard in my life. You've done so little for the human race in your life. How would you do in prison?
Horribly.
Really?
Fuck yeah, horribly. I mean, I guess I would probably. I think I would become really good at sucking dick, I guess, is how I would make it.
Just knock your teeth out on the first day.
Knock my own teeth out. And just get to business. My only thing, all I could do is I think if I knew I was going to jail, I think I would go like a rush, like law degree thing. I would get a law degree real
so you'd
quick.
Be an asset to everybody.
Oh yeah, more than an asset.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and hopefully that would do. I don't know if that would do the trick, but I do think like I got if I shave the beard, even with the beard, it's like people want a Jew lawyer.
Yeah,
and I can present
you
as
got
Jew
the glasses.
Lawyer. Yeah. If you think you want to get out of here,
right?
I need some protection.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think that's my strategy, and the sucking dick on the side, just for fun.
Well, the thing about the sucking dick is like, how many would you suck, or should I say, how often would you suck to avoid being raped in the ass?
Well, the other question is, how many would you suck? And is it a better move to be really good at it or really bad at it?
That's true.
Right? If you're really good at it, then people are lining up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're bad at it.
You don't want your nickname to reflect how good you are. Hey, it's lips blowjobs and
no. I want to be toothy cats. That's what I want to be. Old toothy cats. You don't want to go to him.
They call him the strainer. Have you ever not finished a set on stage?
When I've been booed off.
Tell me about it.
Once I got booed off. Allie got me a spot at a gay room in New York, and I so I've been doing the spot. Everyone's just talking. No one's paying attention. And I had this theory that I've since stepped away from, where I think if you have a joke about any group, you should be fine with saying that joke with them in the room.
Yeah,
you should be comfortable doing that.
Right.
I since backed down on that. I don't think that's totally true. Like religious jokes is the perfect example, especially for liberals. Like if you have jokes that are about religion or criticizing religion, they're not going to work in a church crowd. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're going to bomb, so it doesn't always work. But anyway, they're not paying attention. I'm like, well, I want to see how they'll react to this joke, and this will get their attention. So I was recently in San Francisco for the AIDS marathon. Oh, I'm sorry, Gay Pride Parade. And
Oh, no.
Yeah. And they were like, that's not funny. That's not funny. And I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they're like, it's not funny. These are people who lost people to this horrible disease.
Right.
I get off stage. Allie's like, you're crazy. And I'm like, I left my phone on stage. Please grab it for me. And she grabbed it. But I got booed. I got booed off stage. Yeah. So that's definitely, that one I didn't finish. That was my closing joke.
That's ballsy, though. You gave it a shot.
Yeah, I still think it's a funny joke.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's everything has context, man. You
know. What is the hackiest bit you've ever done?
The hackiest bit. I have jokes that I do that I don't think they're that funny, and like the crowd loves them, so I just do them.
Yeah.
I had a one-liner. My first album, I would just in the middle of the set, I go, never hire a clown named Molesto. And that would work.
That's it.
And it's not, I don't think it's hacky. I just think it's like, really, this? Okay, if you like that, you know, right. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
You have a memory of when you first started of something that you look back and cringe?
I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm telling you, I've just watched the tapes when I first started. I'm like, these are good bits. They're still making me laugh.
Did you reboot any of them?
No, I guess they're a little hacky. Like I'm talking about getting a bad hand job. You know, it's been done to death.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm saying like she's grabbing my dick like she's playing tug of war with the dog.
Yeah, that's pretty hacky.
I still think it's funny.
Hacky.
I think it's funny though.
I mean, I've heard she gave me a hand job like she had just. This isn't going to register with people, but she just bought a pack of cigarettes. And old people know that you used to have to pull the handle out.
That's funny too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not a bad joke. It's just, I guess that's the hackiest one is this.
Okay.
And I just reposted on Instagram showing how hacky I was. I don't care. Right. It still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I'm doing the act down. I'm pulling.
I want you to post the gay joke. See how that goes over.
It's on my album. I mean, you can
it
hear
is?
it. Yeah, it's on an album. I think it's a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's just kind of mean, you know, and it takes context, you know.
All right, so let's talk about the special before we go because it's called Present Tense.
Yes.
Why is it called Present Tense?
It's about being unsatisfied with my present state in life. So I call it present tense. But no one knows that it's actually titled that because I made the thumbnail. It's on YouTube, and I made the thumbnail say
the funniest man you've never heard of.
The best comedian you've never heard of.
Yeah.
As clickbait.
Yeah.
It's working like a charm.
Really?
Like most people are like, wow, I never heard of you, and this is amazing. And then there's even some people that are like, no, you're not. And I'm like, thank you. Thanks for helping the algorithm. You watched it. You watched a few minutes. You're commenting, which helps the algorithm. Yeah. I knew it would work with the haters as well as the people that were into it. So it's.
Well, I got to say, your marketing for the special's been outstanding. You did a trailer with a lot of famous comedians kind of roasting you.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the special includes that, right?
Yes, yeah. It was like I've put in so much work into like the marketing, the editing, these little things about it. It's like the only thing scary about it is like I'm not sure what was the thing that's making it work. So it's like I can't recreate the whole thing.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but I guess it's maybe all those little parts are more than the sum of its parts.
But you got almost 1 million views.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Yeah.
It's hopefully it'll be 1 million views by maybe in a month.
That's great.
So I'm pretty excited about that. And the reactions, I mean, there are haters on there, but it's crazy. You know, you think YouTube comments, they're going to be so angry and horrible. I'd say 90% are just like gushing. That's great. They love it. So it feels really good to have that validation. Do you reply to everybody? I reply to every single person, except for some of the negative ones. I kind of stopped arguing with them. Yeah. But I try to reply to everybody because, is that Ari?
Yep.
That took a while.
Let me see what he said. Same message, just left for Brea in San Diego.
You know how easy it is to copy paste what you know what is with Ari? He has a flip phone. It takes him. He can't copy paste. Right. It takes him a long time to text people. So this isn't a good measure.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, the reaction to the special has been really great, and it's nice to get that validation.
I'm so happy for you, man.
Thanks, man.
You've worked so hard, and you're so funny, and I'm glad that more people are finding out about you.
Thanks, dude. Thank you.
Yeah. So you got some dates coming up. You're going to be in Sacramento, the January 18th through the 20th.
Yes.
Then you'll be in Irvine, January 25th.
Yes.
Wow, you are going to be out here for a while. And then you go to Charlotte with Attell, January 26th through the 28th.
Yes.
Then you go to Albany by yourself on February 4th.
Uh-huh.
Then you're in San Diego. Jesus, nice routing on February 16th through 18th.
That's with Attell again, yeah.
And then Colorado Springs by yourself, February 23rd and 24th. If you want to get some tickets, you go, what's your website?
LouisKatz.com.
Louis.
Katz. Yeah.
Thank you so much for making the time. You've cheered me up. I'm in a good mood now.
Good. Try to hold on to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap it into the universe, as my old therapist used to say.
Thanks for having me. This was a blast.
You got it, man. Thanks for coming on.
Cool.
God bless.
Thanks.